Batman versus Daredevil is an absolutely amazing fight, one of the best that Marvel and DC Comics has to offer. While it would be awesome to see, Batman is just way too over-prepared and more often than not would use his gadgets to take home the dub. So today, well, let's strip all that away. They're two masters, so just simply on physicality and skill, well, who's coming out on top? Could Daredevil beat Batman in terms of pure skill? Let's get into it. Bruce Wayne was the son of wealthy philanthropist Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, and seemed destined for a life among the elite of the crime-ridden streets of Gotham City. That is, until his parents were shot dead in an alleyway while walking home. Forever scarred and changed by the loss, Bruce used his family's wealth to travel the world and acquire the skills, training, and technology he needed to begin his one-man war on the crime of Gotham City. He became Batman, a caped vigilante who crusades against the scum and filth of his home city's underworld. After becoming a founding member of the Justice League, Batman quickly became known as one of the most feared individuals in the DC universe, holding his own against superpowered criminals, monsters, and even gods, all in order to protect the innocent from those who would do them harm. And I want to give Batman his flowers here. The guy has trained himself until he's reached peak human physical levels, then basically shattered all records and became above peak human. He's strong enough to bench press over 1,000 pounds, rip through metal, or even knock around things that easily weigh multiple tons. And Bruce has no problem using all that strength of his punches or kicks. He's regularly knocking down walls or kicking through metal, regularly knocking out metahumans and sending people flying dozens of feet with just one strike. Batman might not necessarily look it, and he is supposed to be just a normal human, but you can kind of say that essentially, whatever Captain America can do, Batman can pull off something similar. Sure, Steve might be ultimately a bit stronger, but Bruce is well within that super soldier range of strength. Same with durability. Batman is incredibly durable, especially with his incredible armor. Now, out of his armor, Batman has taken some pretty nasty beatings, even an attack or two from Wonder Woman, so he's definitely tough. And his bat suit only adds on to that even more. He's regularly taken attacks from all sorts of opponents, some of whom are seriously strong. I'm talking your Venom-amped Banes, your Deathstrokes, even some much heavier hitters like Professor Zoom, Aquaman, or even Superman. And those last two were either mind-controlled or just royally pissed off, so they weren't necessarily holding back all that much. Batman's armor is also completely bulletproof. It's allowed him to survive some pretty massive explosions. Batman has even survived falling from the moon and crash landing down on the Earth. He's incredibly tough. And lastly, feel like I should mention speed. Batman is incredibly fast and agile, far superior to even Olympic level athletes. Like at this point, normal people simply move in slow motion to him. He can move so fast, he's just simply a blur, and Batman has routinely been able to dodge bullets and gunfire, even if it's automatic machine gun fire or bullets fired at literally point-blank range. Batman can still dodge all of it. He might still call himself just a normal human, but I think it's pretty clear that he's moved a little bit past that by now. But Batman isn't just in peak physical condition. That's not the only thing he's got going for him. He's also arguably the world's best fighter. And if you don't want to put him at the tippy top, well, you can count on one hand the people who are better than him. He's trained to perfection and become a master in every form of combat that there is. He can react and fight without even thinking, and is trained to be able to predict an opponent's move to the point where he knows his opponent's next move before even they do. He's an expert in every single fighting style known to man, a lot of other alien fighting styles too, and so he can quickly and effortlessly switch between fighting styles on the fly or to perfectly counter and take down an opponent. He's been able to regularly fight against some of the best martial artists in the world, like Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, Owlman, even Karate Kid. And you know what? He oftentimes wins these fights, like he's regularly been tested by the best assassins and martial artists in the world. Ra's al Ghul and Lady Shiva are constantly trying to test Batman with the best of the best, and they usually pick the most inopportune times, like when Batman is off his game or recovering from grievous injuries. But Batman still tends to come out on top every single time. There's a reason why he's known as the best of the best. He also comes equipped with pretty much every weapon and gadget you could possibly imagine, outside of guns and stuff, of course. He's got batarangs, his signature weapon, and he's probably one of the world's best shots when it comes to throwing them. He's got some pretty serious explosives, some of which can even stagger and knock back Kryptonians. He's got electrical weapons powerful enough to send out tens of thousands of volts, sonic grenades, even knockout gas or tranks that can put down superhumans. Not to mention, Batman is a literal super genius. He's a brilliant tactician, a master planner and strategist. He's routinely able to take down bigger or more powerful threats simply because he outthinks them. There's a reason why, even though he's still just a human, Batman is one of the most respected heroes and feared men on the planet. It's 'cause he's the Batman. Born in Hell's Kitchen in New York, Matt Murdock was blinded by a radioactive toxin while trying to save another man's life. But while he lost the sense of sight, all his other senses were heightened to a superhuman degree, giving him his signature radar sense. From there, Matt grew up and dedicated his life to protecting the innocent, becoming a lawyer by day and the famous street-level vigilante Daredevil by night. And Daredevil definitely is superhumanly strong. I mean, sure, he's still technically just a human, but right off the bat, Matt is regularly shattering metal, breaking it apart with his bare hands. This is light work for Matt Murdock. He's also regularly breaking apart bricks and concrete with his attacks, and he's really no stranger to just lifting heavy things either. Daredevil has been able to flip over a stretched limo with just brute strength. Or what about the time when he picked up a 400-pound barbell, started just swinging it around like a bow staff? That's seriously impressive. And I really think Daredevil's strength is best summarized with just the fact he's able to beat down Kingpin. Kingpin is the same guy who's been able to overpower the likes of Spider-Man and Captain America, and Daredevil can beat him. Matt is stupid strong. He's also crazy tough. I mean, Daredevil is the son of battling Jack Murdock. He's known how to take a punch since he was just a kid and get back up swinging. I mean, forget just taking beatings from regular criminals or some semi-powerful characters. Daredevil has straight up taken hits from the Hulk before. That's like the upper limits of his toughness right there. He's regularly been able to survive explosions, being burned alive, being hit with serious bolts of electricity, and most of the time, Daredevil doesn't just take the attack and still remain standing, but he keeps on fighting, and oftentimes still wins the fight. The man is just insistent on never going down and never stopping. And while he is weak to sonic attacks and a powerful enough sound wave can knock him out, it's not an instant KO. In fact, oftentimes Daredevil has proven that he can fight through it and take out the bad guy, even if he's in extreme pain or if his radar sense is knocked out. But where Daredevil really thrives is with speed and agility. In fact, if it wasn't for Spider-Man, well, I would argue that Daredevil is the most agile character in Marvel. He's also one of the fastest street-level heroes too. His agility is just absolutely off the charts. He's even had better reactions than Spider-Man and Captain America from time to time. And bullet dodging is just absolutely easy for him. He can dodge point-blank bullets. He does this regularly too. Just make it look easy. And he's not just able to dodge bullets after they've already been fired, but the man is regularly deflecting bullets too. Just swatting them back with his baton. And he's done it so many times that you can kinda say he's the best at it. But here's the thing, Daredevil is also one of the best and most skilled fighters in Marvel too. Like, he's fought against some of the most skilled martial artists in Marvel. Bullseye, Elektra, Karnak, and he's beaten all of them. He's also regularly been tested by the Hand, other gangs of assassins. In fact, there's the infamous feat of Matt Murdock, not Daredevil, beating 100 armed Yakuza members, half of whom are hopped up on MGH and strong enough to punch through a human. Matt won that fight in 3 minutes. And I don't think anyone is better at nerve strikes and pressure points than Daredevil. Matt is one of the few fighters who consistently uses nerve strikes in pretty much every fight, and some of them are seriously painful and dangerous. They're able to completely bypass durability and leave some pretty powerful and tough opponents just lying crippled on the floor. Then last but not least, well, Daredevil has his superhuman radar senses. And with that radar sense, well, Matt pretty much becomes dang near omniscient to a certain degree. He can sense everything going on around him. He can smell your blood pressure rising, hear the faintest heartbeat, and it actually allows him to sort of predict the future a bit. Because of his senses, Daredevil regularly is able to react to something before it actually happens, all because he can sense it was going to happen before it ever did. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, the way I see it in terms of physicality, that they're dang near equals. But end of the day, Batman is stronger and tougher, and Daredevil is faster and more agile. Strength is probably the closest between the two of them, as you can reasonably see both of them pulling off the same feats. They've really spent the past few decades just one-upping each other in terms of strength. Bruce probably gets the nod though. Same with durability, Batman gets the nod. And it's all because of his armor. His armor is on a whole other level than a lot of other street level heroes, and it definitely gives Batman an edge. But then Daredevil is undeniably faster and more agile, in the same way that Nightwing is just undeniably faster and more agile than Batman. It's really not even a discussion. Matt is straight up on par with Spider-Man in terms of agility in Marvel. The only reason Pete is better is because he's literally superhuman. But Batman's got no problem fighting characters that are faster and more agile than him. He's got a pretty amazing track record against people like Nightwing, Catwoman, Cassandra Cain, so on and so forth. And same for Daredevil. He's got no problem more than holding his own against people stronger and tougher than him, like Captain America, Winter Soldier, even having some pretty great fights with Spider-Man. So genuinely, this all comes down to skill, because outside of that, well, they're very evenly matched. And in terms of fighting skill, well, again, they're very evenly matched. But no doubt about it, Batman knows more fighting styles than Daredevil. Daredevil's mastered quite a few fighting styles, but Batman's mastered every single fighting style. Literally, all of them. And then traveled the galaxy and mastered alien fighting styles too. So you literally just can't compete with Batman when it comes to the number of styles that he knows and has mastered. This is a big benefit for Batman in the fight, as not only has he also mastered every fighting style that Matt knows, but he's also mastered the perfect counter to every fighting style that Matt can throw at him. And Bruce has no problem easily recognizing different fighting styles throughout the fights and countering them. So this will definitely be something that Batman does. But it's like Bruce Lee said, you don't need to fear the man who's thrown 1,000 different punches, but the man who's thrown the same punch 1,000 different times. And this really sums up Daredevil, because even if he doesn't know as many different fighting styles as Batman does, well, Daredevil's an absolute expert with the styles that he does know, enough to have consistently fought on par with Iron Fist, Black Panther, Wolverine, and Captain America over the years. Problem is, you can genuinely say the same thing for Batman. He's absolutely mastered the styles too. It quite literally is that he's just mastered more of them. And he's got just as impressive a list of fighters that he can go up against. Like, just to name a few: Deathstroke, Ghostmaker, Lady Shiva or Ra's al Ghul, or even other members of the Bat family like Nightwing or Red Hood. Batman's fought and beat all of them before, beaten them pretty consistently. Genuinely the only area in terms of fighting skill where Daredevil probably actually does hold an edge over Batman is with nerve strikes and pressure points. Because while Batman is experienced with nerve strikes, I don't think anyone is better than Daredevil. Matt is one of the few fighters who consistently uses nerve strikes in pretty much every fight, and some of them are seriously painful and dangerous. They're able to completely bypass durability and leave some pretty powerful and tough opponents just lying crippled on the floor. But just because Daredevil uses nerve strikes more often, it also doesn't mean that Batman doesn't know a ton of nerve strikes too. In fact, according to Nightwing, well, Batman knows every single nerve strike and pressure point there is. He knows how to use them against enemies, and he knows how to reverse them too. Plus, with just how much control Batman has over his physical body, ranging to controlling his body temperature and blood flow, nerve strikes might just not have any true lasting effect on him. At least, not like they do on others. End of the day, Daredevil is an amazing fighter, one of Marvel's best, but there are a few that are undeniably better than him, like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. Others, like Black Panther, Captain America, heck, even Wolverine, well, they're right up there with Daredevil, if not better than him too. Basically, Daredevil is top 10, maybe even top 5. But you'd be hard pressed to put him as the #1 best fighter in Marvel. For Batman, in DC, the lowest you can drop him is 3rd. He can't be outside the top 3. Maybe you can say that Karate Kid or Richard Dragon are better than him, maybe, but that's about it. Batman truly is the cream of the crop. In my opinion, the only person in Marvel that's good enough to rival Batman in terms of pure skill is Shang-Chi, so maybe that's a video for next time. And that's not taking anything away from Daredevil. I love Matt, and he's one of the best street-level fighters in Marvel, but it's more just Batman is that good. And yeah, Batman is coming out on top here. He wins.